First off, philosophy is a confession. Philosophy is a confession. Go love somebody that you don't like. Hey, what's good, y'all? Thanks for clicking on the link. WTJ Knowledge Drops back with another reaction. More on that in a second. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If you are new, I hope you have a little fun while learning something and decide to stick around and subscribe. If you do, remember to hit that bell so you can stay in the loop and never miss a drop. This is a reaction, first time reaction on Alan Watts. Alan Watts predicts the future. Is it too late? Never seen it before. I am familiar with Alan Watts, but I've never really seen this video in particular. Alright, let's get it.
This is a very dangerous illusion. Insofar as we feel we
Shout
are
out to
participating in
TrueMeaning.com. Please don't copyright me, bro. We're just all trying to learn and have fun, man. Don't copyright me, bro. YouTube.
and improving human life through the course of history, we are actually destroying ourselves.
I feel like this is going to be dead on, guys. Dead on. I don't know when it was recorded. I might do some research into that before I post this so I can know for a fact. But I am familiar with Alan Watts and his work, and I bet you he's dead on. I'm going to shut up now.
Because everything that so far, through technology and through the accumulation of human skill, we call the increase of our powers, is leading us to destruction.
It really is, guys.
It has been said that our modern systems of communication are an extension into the external world of man's nervous system. Telephones, telegraph, radio, television, all this network of electronic devices.
If he only knew. R.I.P. But that web is very, very small. It would be so compacted, and I mean, our whole globe is basically a web. And honestly, it was like that before the internet. We're all connected, but now it's insane.
Is extending our nervous system in the same way as a wheel extends our feet. But consider the problems that are arising out of this. The extension of the nervous system electronically means the end of privacy. As if all your interior thoughts were to become instantly public and
It's like we don't even care either, because we really just keep putting our private information out there, knowing goddamn well it's probably going to get stolen and used for no good. But we don't care. We continue to put our personal information out there, our private information. We obviously don't give a shit that we're not gonna have any privacy. I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. You can get in my head all you want, but I bet you don't want to come inside here. And that's what she said.
available to everyone. Or conversely, as if your so-called private self were to become a shared self. Let's think of it first of all in the worst way we can think of it.
AI.
The inconvenience of everybody being able to barge in on us by telephone.
By telephone, hell. social media. I can't even imagine going to school with social media. You know, you get keyboard warrior behind that phone, that keyboard, and then you got to face the facts in person. Yeah, it's probably causing all kinds of trouble in schools. I couldn't even imagine.
Double that inconvenience, treble it, with the inconveniences you can imagine for a future technology, where you not only have the sound of the person's voice on the telephone, but also their visual image.
We are there.
It can be so worked out technically that everybody can be equipped with a little gadget about the size of a pocket watch. On one side there is a dialing system, and on the other side there is a little TV screen.
It's 1-for-1 so far, except there's not two sides to it, bro. All the shit comes on the same screen. That's what she said.
And everybody in the world who possesses one of these things has a number. So then, imagine then this situation where we have the huge electronic intercommunication so that everybody is in touch with everybody else in such a way that it reveals their inmost thoughts, and there is no longer any individuality, no privacy. Everything you are, everything you think is revealed to everyone.
Are y'all good with that or not? Drop it in the comments. I need the engagement. Let me know how you feel about not having privacy anymore. Do you have those dark thoughts in your brain like all the other humans? I'm sure you do. You need to embrace your dark side, by the way. Don't go too crazy, though. But
now the moment
you do need to embrace it and learn how to control it.
You see, we're all public to each other, and there are no secrets. What would we do? We would have to come off it, wouldn't we? We'd have to agree with each other. We'd have to say,
hell no.
well,
It's making it worse. We know too much. Everything seems like it's worse than ever because we know about when Tom takes a shit and Kathy drops a deuce as well. We know all that shit. Too much. We're not supposed to know all this shit, guys. So that's why it seems like there's so much bad shit happening. There is, but it's always been that way. We just didn't know about it because we weren't connected. Like everybody wasn't a goddamn reporter. Excuse my French. We're all reporters trying to break the news first, whether it's true or not. Whether your perspective was the correct one or not. You could have seen something totally different than what everybody else saw. And from your view on that video, it's going to make things look like it's not supposed to look. So I say we need to hold off on all this news breaking bullshit.
hello, everyone. You're me.
You're me. I am you. We're just
We
another
see
form.
our technology moving in this direction, inevitably.
He's correct.
But insofar as it is doing this, insofar, in other words, as electronics is making everybody available to everybody else, what we're doing is that we are discovering, through technology, a state of affairs which in fact has existed all the time.
We are all connected. That's why prayer works so well. We're all connected.
Look at it this way. The first thing that human beings created on this planet to communicate with distant points were roads, trails,
Trails around here.
where people walked.
In Texas, we had trails everywhere. I live in Round Rock, and I can name like 5 trails. Double File Trail, Chisholm Trail. There's trails everywhere. And what about the most famous one, the Oregon Trail? It obviously doesn't go through Texas, but you know, it's the most famous trail there is in the United States.
With the coming of horses and the mastery of horses, the roads became, as it were, more clearly stamped because of the hard hoof of the horse. But in the 19th century, we began to go beyond roads because we discovered rails.
The high-speed internet of transportation.
Then wires. And the world became a network. The economic world became a network of roads, rails, and wires. But now the fascinating thing is we are beginning to witness a disappearance of all those three methods of communication. The railways and the roads have gone to the airplane, and the wires have gone to radio and television.
Imagine where we're going to be in 50 years, y'all. It's going to get wild. Going to get wild. I would really take what he's saying as almost as fact, because he's brilliant, and this is what Nikola Tesla thought as well, and he was brilliant. We're eventually just going to be able to communicate without talking, I'm pretty sure. Let's see where this goes.
Which require no wires to connect.
Yeah, we really don't
And
need
you will
wires
see that as
besides for electricity. That's where Nikola Tesla was crazy. He thought we could send electricity through the air like we could do all the other signals, which, another day, another time for that. But we don't really need wires anymore either.
human beings become more technically efficient, that the scars of technology will disappear from the face of the earth. The moment that everybody has his personal hoppycopter, there will be no further need of the...
That ain't happening, y'all. I don't think your neighbor would like the sound of your hoppycopter powering up and the amount of force that is needed to lift off. It's like a helicopter. Imagine that, guys. It's not going to happen. Your neighbor's not going to like you powering up a goddamn helicopter every morning at 5 a.m. to go to work. It's just not going to happen.
freeway. And the freeway will break up and grass and moss will grow over it because nobody's traveling it. And it'll disappear back into the landscape.
I don't think
Hooray.
that'll ever happen.
What an awful thing it is. You know, the concrete octopus. And these ridiculous automobiles in which we each travel around and make a nuisance of ourselves. But they will...
As we put carbon monoxide in the air like it's cool. The human burning oil experiment was a failure, and it needs to be addressed, in my opinion.
will vanish because they simply are not technologically efficient. Because as a matter of fact, if we couple the science of television with the science of laser beams, we can get a three-dimensional image of anybody we'd like to see right here in this room. In other words, you can contact your friends in New York and you can assemble them all together in laser beam images by, as it were, dialing each one.
It's called Zoom, Alan. I bet you didn't know that, did you? Nostradamus looking ass.
Say, can you come on, can you come on, can you come on? Then we can have a laser beam created three-dimensional image of anybody you want to talk to sitting right in this room. Now, there may be some limitations to what you can do with a laser beam image of somebody else. But to all intents and purposes, there they are sitting together.
We'll end up banging those images, I guarantee you. And the robots. Because humans are fucking weird.
And you understand that each one of them in their own room in New York or...
I'm going to be banging one as soon as it's possible, so I'll be the first to admit it.
Boston or wherever, they have an equivalent laser beam image of you and all the others who are involved in this conference. So you're looking at a certain area in a room where there are three-dimensional images of a group of your friends. And these three-dimensional images exist in the separate apartments of every single one of those people involved in the conference. Mm-hmm. So that the same conference is happening in 5 different places. Let's say there are 5 people involved. In each one of them, there's one of them there who thinks he's authentic. See? And he has these 5 laser beam images for talking to you. And so it is in every other situation. You begin to ask then, where are you? And furthermore, by means of further electronic technology, every one of these 5 people are not only each other, on the screen, in the cubic screen of the laser beam television, but also their inmost thoughts are clear to each other. There is no concealment. Imagine that.
I'm good with it, guys. I don't have anything to hide. Are y'all good with it? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement.
So this kind of mutual knowledge of each other, which we could have by some sort of technology, would be wonderful. Really, if we would accept it. Would go on from this, that just as the roads have disappeared, or will disappear, and the wires disappear, eventually the electronic gadgetry will disappear. And the electronic network that communicates from person to person will eventually become ESP or psionic.
I think this is right.
We
I
will
think
get
this
it from
way
each other
evolution is
without any
going to
need
favor. Sorry,
for-
I don't want to talk over him. But I do think evolution is going to favor the extra knowledge, let's say. So it may make our ESP stronger to where we can communicate with our brainwaves. They can already read our brainwaves. It's just a bandwidth problem. It's really super slow. So the technology's out there. It's coming. I think we're eventually going to be able to send our thoughts like Wi-Fi.
An electrical gadget by telepathy. Because you see, what all technology is doing, it's not creating a new situation. It is discovering what has always existed. When we started to use conscious attention as our main faculty of understanding the world and communicating with each other, we became ignorant of all the other methods of communication that exist, because we specialized on one.
Yes.
And in order to function in this world, we had to make this one method of experiencing things, find out all the channels of communication that exist,
Yeah, I think we
and
barely
explain them
scratched
and
the
talk
surface
about
on
them
that.
and measure them so that we know they're really there.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think we barely scratched the surface on the how many methods we have of communicating. Barely scratched the surface. I can almost guarantee it.
But as it goes on, you see, this conscious attention creating technological devices for communication. All it is actually doing, it is discovering the routes of communication that have always been there.
I love this.
I want to take this a step further. Do you
Facts.
understand this now?
That's why prayer
Let's
works so well.
suppose we eventually discover that we don't need radio and that we don't need television because we have ESP, and that we come through our technology to make ESP respectable so that we can admit to ourselves that there really is that thing going on.
Yeah, because at this point in time, people will put you in a loony bin because they'll think you're crazy. There's a lot of shit that's weird in this place, guys. Let's name some. Drop it in the comments. I'll go first. There's a giant ball of fire in the sky that can literally kill us. Drop what you think. Drop what's weird
Well,
to you.
when we have finally no need to travel, to telephone, to communicate by any technical method whatsoever, because we all instantly read each other's thoughts and have all information whatsoever available to us. Is that the point? Is that the great desideratum? Is that what we wanted, the thing we were trying to get?
Kind of seems like it.
You find there's still something beyond that. Because when you can read everybody else's thoughts, what information will you get from doing that? You will find that reading somebody else just like reading you.
Yeah. That's a
Knowing
fact.
somebody else's mind is pretty much like reading your own mind.
It is. We are
Yeah,
just
there are some little
different
very-
representations of each other, guys. I am you, you are me, we are we. And That's a fact.
Applications that are of interest. But basically, to know you thoroughly would be like knowing me thoroughly.
I love that.
So, not only have the roads vanished, the rails vanished, the wires vanished, the radio has vanished, the television has vanished, but finally the ESP vanishes.
Ooh.
As a line of communication, because we've at last discovered that we are all. And so, in a way, there is no further need to communicate, because we are in total communion.
I love that, guys. This is fantastic. Alright, that wraps it up for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. If you stayed to the end, I really appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that bell so you can stay in the loop, never miss a drop. Share a video, tell a friend, like it, comment. I need the engagement. I love you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Go love somebody you don't like, please, so you can love yourself properly. I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Peace.